Welcome to another episode of my podcast. That's fine with me. Today we're going to be talking about skincare, PR scams, and I just wanted to talk about this for a long period of time. I did my skincare routine video many years ago. I believe probably like 5 years ago, and I don't really think it's changed much because I don't really use a lot of skincare. And every single time I hear a new product on the market that is claimed to be very promising, it's going to boost your collagen, it's going to firm up your skin, it's going to do miracle to your skin. And then you're like, is it, or is it another PR scam that is shown through media? I started digging deeper, and one of my friends a couple of weeks ago, she showed me a video where a girl, she was doing a review, and she was specifically talking about PDRN. If you have no idea what PDRN is, it's basically a short form of a very long scientific name. Then I'm going to put this on the screen because I cannot pronounce it. And I would say this is in the way to put salmon sperm, or not even salmon in particular, but the DNA product that's going to boost collagen in your skin. And they claim to be cell regeneration, boost collagen, inflammation reduction product that is definitely going to change a huge drastic shift in your makeup routine if you start using this product. A lot of the products are coming from Korea, South Korea, and some products that are coming from United States. Michaela, she was heavily promoting this product on her channel, and I guess this is not the way how I found out about PDRN. Mainly it was coming from some gossip channels, and from Jen Love, she was explaining what the PDRN means. That is the main reason why I actually know what this is. But is it actually super effective? Because not only Michaela was showing this on her page, but a lot of other, I guess, celebrities, they're so crazy about this new hype, this new technology, this new PDRN stuff that it's actually very profiting right now, skincare industry. Because, of course, who wouldn't want to be smooth, beautiful, not aging? You're going to buy any shit they're going to sell you guys. And unfortunately, it's not always true. While I was doing my research, what is PDRN, and this is a salmon sperm. So by the way, let me tell you that it's not coming from the particular salmon, the one that you're eating, the one that you most likely see in a lot of TikToks, this beautiful salmon fish with red flash. No, sometimes it's just salmon is a name for a group of fish. It can be different names of fish, but all of them are in the same family group. It's kind of the same as any other family. You have siblings, you have brothers, sisters, mom, dad, grandparents, and you're all family, but you're all individuals. So this is commonly the same thing. Like salmon is a group of fish that have something in common, but at the same time, they might be absolutely different. It can be wild or it can be agricultured. I mean, like it can be raised in some pools. That is, I guess, the difference. And of course, I would say that it's not even promised sometimes that PDRN is going to use salmon sperm in particular. Because when I was checking out some information and was watching, thanks to Jen Love, some of her videos, she explained that in Michaela's POV, she's a founder of this company, in her brand, when she was watching the ingredient list, she found sodium DNA. It doesn't have to be always like fish or maybe any other DNA. It can be absolutely plant-based. I would say, yeah, it can be absolutely plant-based DNA that can be grown in the lab. That is the main reason why that was so messy when Michaela mentioned that it's kind of vegan and cruelty-free, but it can be vegan if it's salmon DNA, as she claims to be in her product. And I would say that they changed this formulation later, but still in the ingredient list, I couldn't find, as well as Jen Lab, I couldn't find anything but sodium DNA, which doesn't prove that it's salmon in particular. And of course, while I was checking the benefits of this DNA PDRN, unfortunately, it is beneficial for your skin. It's not unfortunate, by the way. No, it's not unfortunate. Unfortunately, it's not beneficial if you're not doing this through professional, I would say, cause. And it's microneedling. Most of the time, it's going to be beneficial for your skin if you're doing microneedling. So you're injecting the PDRN or the salmon sperm or a blend of it directly under your skin. This way, it might actually serve a very beneficial things such as, again, cell regeneration. It can boost your collagen, and of course, it can really work well for inflammation reduction. But if we're talking about some creams, moisturizers, serums, most of the time the molecules of PDRN or this like salmon sperm, they're too large. So they're not going to be penetrating your skin and they're not going to go deep into your skin. This is going to probably penetrate the surface of your skin, but it's so much deeper to make sure that your collagen boost is going to be significant. That is the main reason why I would say celebrities, they might be actually using this product a lot through microneedling, and it might be very, very helpful. But at the same time, in case of like real, yeah, I guess in case of a real moisturizer, I highly doubt that it's going to do anything to your skin. That is the main reason why it's partially a PR scam and partially it's true. Though, I mean, again, it's proven, it's lab proven, and dermatologists, they're saying that it's actually really good to your skin. But how long was this on the market? And when did they conduct the study? Do we have enough information and enough studies to prove that long term it's going to actually have some significant change for your skin and it's going to prevent your skin from wrinkling, aging, and whatsoever? That is the main reason why I would a little bit skeptical. I'm always skeptical about skincare. I'm not really a huge fan of a lot of skincare because you can tell this from my video from 5 years ago when I was filming myself and saying that I practically don't use anything. I actually was using sunscreen, but again, I don't really do this every single time. That is the main reason why I don't really think I'm like a role model if we're going to talk about 20-step skincare routine. So I was skeptical, and I believe that the best way to treat your skin is to eat healthy, to drink a lot of healthy tea, herbs. I don't know, maybe, you can actually drink coffee, but sometimes people say that it's not beneficial to your skin. That is the main reason why, of course, your genetics is quite important. It's crucial because my mom, she looked very young when she was 30 and she had me. So basically I was 10 years old when my mom was 30, and that was the main reason why I would say that a lot of the times people thought that she was my sister. She was my elder sister. I think genetics, it's crucial. It plays a crucial part in our skin regeneration. But of course, certain ingredients and certain products, they actually can help you out if you have some issues with your skin. And it's called Big Four. Of course, I guess the main thing is a sunscreen that is proven to be preventative from skin cancer. It's preventative from, skin damaging and drying out your skin. That is the main reason why it's really, really important. And it's funny because my husband and I, we were watching Blade yesterday. And while we were watching the first part of Blade, there was a vampire and he could easily walk around the sun. It was just a little bit hard for him, but still he could easily walk around the sun because he had some sun cream. And I'm like, okay. So the second one is retinol. Retinol is basically a vitamin A, and it can be very damaging. So we have to be super careful when we're kind of like applying this over the face. And a lot of the times, dermatologists, a lot of the times, some influencers, they pointed this out that, skin is super sensitive. And if you apply too much retinol, or if you don't use a sandwich method, it might damage your skin a lot. And the sandwich method, if you have no idea, it's basically when you apply moisturizer, or you can go with Vaseline if I'm mistaken. A lot of the times dermatologists are advising to use some Vaseline, then you put on a little bit of retinol, and then you put on more moisturizer or cream or Vaseline, whatever you have. And it kind of locks the vitamin A, and it prevents, it kind of creates a skin barrier for your skin to be safe from too much exposure to the vitamin A, which can be pretty much damaging. Another really important thing to know about retinol is that it's better to use some low percentage amount of this active ingredient, and specifically it's from 0.01% to 0.03% of retinol. Then you have to apply this at night most of the time because it's super sensitive to sun. Sun starts breaking down retinol or those molecules, wherever it is, and you're more prone to sunburns, which is not what we actually want. That is the main reason why you always have to, when you're done with your morning routine, you wash off any of some leftovers, some moisturizer before you go to bed. You can always apply a little bit of sun cream before you go out, so it's going to prevent your skin from exposure to the sun, and this retinol that is forming some new skin cells, it's not going to damage and break your skin even more. It's really important to know that a lot of the times retinol has to be, in my opinion, prescribed by a dermatologist, and you have to consult a dermatologist, and you have to start using or implementing retinol when you're in your early 30s, maybe late 20s. So it's just doesn't have to be when you're 20. It's a preventative type of skincare, but preventative at the point when your collagen boost is very low and you have to prevent aging. Is it actually going to help to prevent aging? I don't know, but I guess we'll find out. The next ingredient of this 4 important ingredient list is vitamin C, antioxidant, which is very helpful, but I prefer vitamin C taken orally. So it means that I drink some tea. I can add a bit of different berries that contain a lot of vitamin C, which can be sometimes too much if you drink too much. But if you kind of have this every single day with a small amount, I don't really think it's gonna hurt. I've been drinking this type of herbs and teas for a decade and feel fine. Finally, we're going to talk about vitamin B3, or its niacinamide. Niacinamide is actually, again, a vitamin, which is vitamin B3, and it actually really helps to control your oils, pore refinement, as well as barrier repairment, and it's brightening your skin, anti-inflammatory. Sometimes I read, guys, I'm sorry, but I have to put on some of these names to make sure that I do not get you in the wrong path of what these vitamins actually do to your skin. And as I mentioned this earlier, I'm not very into skincare. I just prefer to leave my skin more or less natural, and all of the moisturizers that I use before makeup, they're not doing much to my skin. So they're kind of like moisturizing the surface of my face so the makeup stays on, but they're not treating my skin. And that's what we're going to be talking right now, legal terms. It is actually really important to know that cosmetic industry does not have any right to do any claims that this product in particular is going to do something to your skin and it's going to change your skin, or maybe it's going to boost some collagen, or it's going to help with changing the structure of your skin or the function of your skin. So it means that if some products they're claiming and they're promising to make sure that some oily skin is going to become normal skin, or dry skin is going to become an oily skin, or maybe normal skin, these claims, they don't have any rights to put this or to label this product, because it means that this is a treatment for your skin. This is not just a skincare, I would say, like cosmetic brand. This is a drug that is aiming to change acne problems, or again, to change some of your type, like your skin type, oily, dry, and whatever. This has to be with treatment. And for treating your skin, it means that is a drug. This is not a cosmetics, which is different. That is the main reason why most of the time brands, they try to avoid Boost Collagen, such names as Boost Collagen, and they try to say more like puffery, or they might actually say that improves the appearance of firmness. Improves the appearance of firmness. Then firmness, it means that your face might appear to be firmer, but it doesn't say that it actually does that. And it's not actually treating your skin, and it's not actually firming up your skin. There is the difference. And legally, they have no right, cosmetic companies, they have no right to say that this is a treatment and do some bold statements and claims. But if we're going to be talking about PR, this is another trap, another very, very important trap. Because a lot of the times when studies were conducted, a lot of creams, or even sun creams, not even sun creams, but like a lot of the products that have a high cost, like $200, it's proven that the active ingredient list that is actually have some concentration of active ingredients, they're going to be pretty much the same ratio, or actually the same ratio, or even sometimes smaller ratio of this active ingredients than in a $30 product, which is quite interesting. When we talked about Michaela and her POV Beauty, and I was checking the list, the ingredient list, the first thing that is in the ingredient list is most likely to be higher percentage of this ingredient. So it's going to be going from the highest to the lowest. And if you have a huge list of ingredients, that means most of the time these active ingredients, they're going to be in a small percentage. They're not going to do anything to your skin. They are added to the moisturizer or some, serum, but they're not going to do a thing to your skin because they're going to be lower to the end of the ingredient list. And specifically PDRN, or this sodium DNA, was listed in the middle of this list. So if they're boldly claiming that this is something that is based on like PDRN or like salmon sperm, then they should, in my opinion, put this a little bit higher in the ingredient list. And it's really interesting because when you have a very long ingredient list, most of the time it's going to be 1% of this ingredient, 1% of that ingredient. So when they put something in the middle, it doesn't have to be a huge amount of this product in the ingredient list. It can be like, the rest of ingredients, they're added even less as the middle ingredient, but still the middle ingredient might have only, 4% in this ingredient list, and then the rest 20 more ingredients, they might be even less than 1% added to these ingredients or to this product or serums, moisturizer, whatsoever. That is the main reason why sometimes it's really important to pay attention that active ingredients, they might be absolutely the same. Basically, you're paying for the packaging, you're paying for the name, you're paying for commercial PR and whatsoever. Okay, let's talk about dermatologist tested. This is another scam, in my opinion, from PR companies because they put this, and you can see this, oh, dermatologist approved, dermatologist tested, so it means something. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't mean a lot. Companies and brands, they're paying one dermatologist in particular most of the time, so they're paying one dermatologist, and they ask this dermatologist to review, for example, like 20 or 30 or 10 studies that were conducted in this area. For example, we are going to go back to, again, POV Beauty, because we've been talking about this in today's podcast a lot about POV Beauty. And they are paying some brand, some company, or I don't know, like some PR company to put this dermatologist tested on the packaging. And PR company, they're saying, okay, to put this and to claim that it's dermatologist tested, we have to say that, for example, we hired a dermatologist who reviewed a couple of newspapers, a couple of studies about PDRN, that salmon sperm is effective and it's very good for your skin. The dermatologist saying, yes, it is effective. Yes, it is very beneficial to your skin. And then he's writing a review, some kind of like giving his opinion on certain things, and they can easily slap on the bottle the name was like dermatologist tested, because, basically dermatologists reviewed the studies and tested some of this. That's why they have a right to put this on the bottle. But most of the time, it doesn't mean a thing. If you really want to get some very good quality product, you actually have to go to a dermatologist and say, I have this and that problem. Because a lot of the times, I remember I watched certain influencers and they had severe acne problems or any other problems, and they said they actually had to go to a dermatologist because all these creams in cosmetic industries were doing nothing. And that was the main reason why they had to go to see the specialist. And specialist, most of the time, is going to create some treatment for you that is going to take sometimes a month to get rid of certain problems. Sometimes it can be products that are based on hormones. There might be an issue with the hormones. Sometimes these dermatologists, they can actually ask you to go to a gynecologist or any other doctor to see if there's any other issues, because your skin is actually most of the time showing if there's some problem in your body, and it's kind of like showing this on your skin. For example, one of my cousin's friends, she was very into some Coca-Cola, Fanta. She was drinking a lot of alcohol, and she was eating a lot of trash, like trash food. And then she wanted to stop, and she wanted to make sure that she's gonna lose some weight and get healthier and be more balanced with her body. When she stopped eating all of it, she had a severe acne problem. And she, of course, naturally went to a doctor to consult. And of course, doctor asked, like, what did you do? She said, I switched my diet. I stopped eating all this trash food, and I don't understand. Now I have the weirdest condition with my skin. And he said, it's okay, because your skin is actually showing that all the toxins and all the problems that you have in the body, now they're, taking this on your skin, and it's going to take time for your body to get into some new diet and to make sure that now you're not going to have all this dirt and filth and whatever in your body. So it's kind of like a process of purification in a way. And of course, I would say last but not least, PR tactics that we're going to be talking today. It's toxins or non-toxic or clean girl aesthetics or chemical free. First and foremost, legally, it's not, I guess, prohibited to say that it's non-toxic product. First and foremost, some moisturizers, they don't even contain any toxins. The industry doesn't have sometimes ingredients that are toxic. And of course, toxics are not allowed to be used in skincare or in anything that people use. It's just prohibited by law. And to put this in the ingredient list or like in the description, it's most of the time it's just going to be a psychological tactics when they're saying like we're clean. But they're prohibited to use any toxins. That is the main reason why it's clean. But at the same time, chemical free, I don't really think that they're going to use any chemicals. It's just not allowed. But legally, no one is stopping them to put this names on the bottle because, well, if you really want to write this down that it has no toxins, okay, it has no toxins. It has no chemicals, or it's free from chemicals. That is it, I guess, guys. That is it for today. And I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. I was actually thinking to film a podcast about Epstein files. because, well, that is crazy. That is crazy what is happening right now. But then I realized that probably I don't really know much about Epstein files. I don't really know much about the legal system, how it works. It's crazy. It's heartbreaking. And, some of these stuff, they're quite obvious with political games and those intrigues. But it's so scary that we live in this world. And it's so scary that the American government, not even government, but like some government people, some billionaires, they're like in the secret society and they're Satanists and whatever. Like, it's crazy. So I don't know. Maybe if you're interested, I might film Epstein Files podcast, but I'm not really sure that I'm going to be doing this. But it's crazy and horrific. I love you all guys so much, and I'm going to see you in my next podcast. That's fine with me. If you have any suggestions, if you have any comments, you can leave them down in the comment section, or I have in the description box my mail. You can always check this out and leave some of your stories if you want to be anonymous. I love you all so much. Till next time. Bye bye.